Hello traders, hope you're doing well. Welcome to my video on the MACD and Envelopes EA Expert Advisor for the MT4 trading platform. I've developed this EA and it is free for you to use. You can download it using the link in the description below. In this video, I'm just going to run through the various features of the EA and the different ways that you can implement it within your trading strategy, whether you want to use it fully automated or semi-automated to assist with your own trading signals. So here we have the MT4 trading platform with the strategy tester window here. Okay, that's just a test that I ran just now, very rough test with the EA. So come here to the strategy tester window. You can see we have the MACD and envelopes EA loaded there. For the symbol, we've chose the Euro US dollar. For the period, we've chosen the 1 hour chart time frame. You can use this EA on any trading instrument, so Forex, stocks, commodities, cryptos, etc., and any chart time frame. I prefer the 1 hour charts and above simply because they contain more price data, and therefore I find the signals tend to be much more reliable. That applies not just with this EA, but any trading strategy in general. Okay, for the model here, we can use open prices to begin with because the EA has been coded to use open and close prices for the calculations. And it's a lot faster to test that way. However, you will want to switch to the every tick mode, which uses intrabar prices to fine tune settings. This is because the every tick mode can account for things such as stop loss and take profit, trailing stop, break even, things that can happen intrabar. Okay. You can choose the date that you'd like to test here. Okay, just chosen the last few months for this video for the examples I'm going to show you. Go to the expert properties. I'll just go straight down to the trading strategy implemented within the EA. So you've got the MACD here and the envelopes here. These are the two indicators that we use. Okay, so for the MACD, you've got the MACD 0 line, which you can set to true or false. Okay, and the MACD trend line, which you can set again to true or false. Okay, so I'll just show you now what each of those mean. Go into the chart here. Let me just make these more visible for you. Okay, take off the grid. So the MACD 0 line, basically that will give a sell signal if these histogram bars are below the 0 line, or it will give a buy signal if they are above the 0 line. The 0 line is just the middle line on the histogram there. Okay, so buy above, sell below. Okay, so you could use that, for example, when there's a crossover, or just to filter for a trade entry based on any of the other conditions as well. So that's the MACD 0 line. The MACD signal line, you see this red signal line here? If the histogram bar is above the signal line, that would be a buy signal. And if the histogram bar is below the signal line, that would be a sell signal. Okay, you can combine them both. So in the expert properties, you could have 0 line true and trend true as well. And in that instance, you'd need the histogram to be below the signal line and below the 0 line for a sell trade. Okay, or you'd need the histogram to be above the 0 line and above the signal line for a buy trade. Okay, so that's the MACD aspect covered. You can use one or the other or both or neither if you just want to use the envelopes. So I'll get onto the envelopes now. So this is the envelopes indicator, which is basically a couple of moving averages with a distance between them. And we have envelopes reversal and envelopes breakout conditions. Again, you can set either to true or false, and you can combine them with the MACD as well. So for the envelopes reversal condition, let me just make the indicator slightly clearer for you. Hopefully you can see that just fine. For the envelopes reversal condition, price would need to be above the upper envelope, so the blue one in this instance, for a sell trade. Price would need to be below the lower envelope for a buy trade. Okay, so you're just doing a reversal when price breaks out through either side of the envelope. On the other side, the envelopes break out if price goes below the lower envelope this is a sell trade, and if price goes above the upper envelope, it's a buy trade or signal. Okay, going back to these settings, actually, you can't have these both set to true because it would just be conflicting signals. Okay, so you've got to just choose either to trade a reversal on the envelope or a reversal trade or a breakout trade when price crosses the upper and lower envelopes. Okay, so for instance, this strategy that has run just now, let me just, so this had zero line true and reversal true. So what was happening in this strategy is, for the test that you can see here, okay, if there was a reversal, so price was above the envelope, okay, and the zero line was true, so the histogram was below the zero line, so the EA took a sell trade there. Okay, it took a buy trade there, wasn't a good one. Went to take a reversal trade because price was below the envelope and the MACD was above the zero line. Didn't work out. Then another sell trade here, met the conditions, did, and another sell trade here did. And the thing is, this is just a very rough test that I did with the EA. What I personally would be doing is I'd just be manually, I would look here, I can see there's resistance, here I can see there's support. You've got a triple top formation there. Okay, you've got the market making these lower highs here. Just zoom in here. Okay, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. You actually have this strong level of support there as well. Tested, 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 tested. And you can see there's a big breakout candle here. Also got a wedge formation there. Lower highs, simple price action trading breakout there. So I would have said from here on I'd be looking to either sell that breakout or just take sell trades in general. And the way the EA could help is you might want to, for example, if you take the sell reversal, which is here, okay, which it did take there, that's because we started on the 1st of October. Had we started earlier, it would have taken perhaps the trade earlier. Regardless, you could trade a pullback into the envelopes and a reversal if you had envelopes reversal set to true, but then you could have the EA set to take sell trades only. Okay, because we know, as I said, after this analysis that we've done ourselves, we're only going to take sell trades because we're in a clear downtrend. Okay, so then we could just set the EA to sell on the reversal there. The reversal, let me just get this up. So reversal above the envelope, sell trade, above the envelope, sell trade, above the envelope, sell trade. Okay, even around here. And we can, of course, filter the trades even further, or the signals even further with the MACD. Okay, if you want the MACD to be below the signal line, or at least below zero, I would say. But you don't have to have the EA to place the trade for you. You can just have it to send you alerts, which I'll get to in a minute, but you might just want to have an alert. Okay, say we're in this scenario here, and you get an alert that the price has moved above the upper envelope, and you fire up your chart and you look at this situation here and you say, okay, we've had the pullback, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my level of support and I'm going to wait for a breakout. And then you can see you could have taken a breakout of this support level here. This support then becomes resistance, nice continuation, lower highs. Stop loss, had you taken this breakout just above this high here. And then you can see, if we just zoom out, plenty of profit to be made on that trade there. I would have put my stop loss here around 20-25 pips, and just as price is falling, just use a trailing stop above the high, above the high, above the high. Just keep moving the stop loss above the high all the way down. And you can see there's lots of pullbacks above the upper envelope for the reversal trades. As I said, we're in a downwards market, so we're only looking for the sell signals, but ample opportunity to enter in on this trend. Whether you're getting signals from the reversal on the envelopes, you could get signals on the crossover of the MACD there. Okay, that would have been a signal here. That would have been a signal. Two good trades timed perfectly in this trend. Okay, even a crossover of the trend, the MACD not just the zero line, but the signal line. So it crossed over here. That was an entry. Okay, this pull back here. Okay, and then we had the cross back over the signal line of the MACD, which would have coincided nicely with this level of support, an M chart formation, a breakout there as well. So there's loads of different ways you can customize the EA just to help you be aware of what's going on in the market. Perhaps you want to jump in on this trend, but you want to wait for a MACD signal or an envelope signal, and then manually place a trade. Or as I said, you can have the EA place the trade for you, then manage accordingly from there on out. We just go to the settings again. Okay, you have I'll just run through the various settings and what you can do with them. So the first setting we're going to look at is the expert name. You can change that to anything you like. MACD and envelopes EA by default. Pop-up alerts. Let me just reset this. Pop-up alerts when set to true. You get a pop-up box on any chart that you run in the EA that will say, for example, buy signal on the euro dollar 1 hour chart, sell signal on the pound dollar 4 hour chart. And this is good because you can simultaneously track, as many charts as you want, 10 charts, 20 charts, different instruments, different time frames for alerts without needing to manually scan through all your charts. Can save you a lot of time as well. Email alerts and SMS alerts. These are basically the same, but we'll send you an email or SMS. Good thing about this is if you're away from your platform, your computer, you can just have an alert. Perhaps you've got email on your phone and you want to be sent the signal, buy signal, euro dollar 1 hour chart, and then you can just fire up your platform and have a look and see if you want to take the trade or not. Okay. Use trading. If you set use trading to true, the EA will actually place the trade and manage it on your behalf. You can combine both of these things, so you can have alerts and use trading set to true. You might have email alerts true and use trading set to true, and then you might get an email. There's been a trade placed, a sell trade on the euro dollar 1 hour chart, and then you can just open up the chart when you get a chance, see if you want to modify the stop loss or take profit. For example, in the stop loss field here, you might just put an initial stop loss of 50 pips, but then open your chart and see that the latest swing high was only 20 pips away and adjust the stop loss accordingly. Okay. So days filter is self-explanatory. That's the days that the EA can look for trades. Hours filter, again, self-explanatory. This is based on UTC time. Okay, so you can, if you want to trade just when the London and New York session are open, for example, if you're trading a pound or dollar based pair or euro even, or if perhaps you want to trade during the Asian session when it's quieter and look for some scalping trades, just up to you on your own trading style. Magic number, this is the order ID. This is handy if you're running other expert advisors on the same platform and you just want to differentiate them between each other. Okay, broker settings, you've got the maximum spread and maximum slippage. The EA will not send signals or place trades if the spread or slippage is above this value in pips. Money management, so open orders limit, set to 1 by default, which basically means the EA can have a maximum of 1 open buy and or 1 open sell trade at any time. This is just handy to avoid duplicate orders. Lots, this is the position size you want the EA to take. It will only use lots if you have user set to false. If you have user set to true, then the EA will calculate the lot size depending on the risk percent that you set here in the risk percent field. Okay, stop loss and take profit, self-explanatory. I'm personally not keen on fixed stop loss and take profit levels simply because it depends on the market conditions. Let's just say you had a 50 pip stop loss here and 100 pip take profit, and then you took this pullback trade here. For me, the stop loss could have easily been a lot closer. I would say arguably above this high, so you could look around 15 to 20 pips. That's less than half a 50 pip stop loss. And then 100 pip take profit. You would have exited here, which looks like a good trade at the time. You'd probably be happy with it. However, when you see how far price actually continues to fall from here, you know, over 300 pips, there was a lot more potential, which is why I'm not too keen myself on fixed take profit. In fact, I'd probably leave the take profit on 0 or something ridiculously high. And then once price starts to fall, I'll just move the stop loss from the recent high to just to keep it above the recent highs. So there. As price continues to drop, I'll just keep moving the stop loss above the highs, above the highs, above the highs, and just trail it, locking in the trade as much as possible all the way down. Okay, just so when price does eventually turn around and we get taken out, but we've also maximized the move as much as possible. You can, of course, exit manually as you start seeing these higher lows as well. MACD change in direction. That might be your signal to get out as well. Okay, so it's really flexible, can be customized according to your needs. But personally, for me, I want to catch one big move in a trend like this. I want to get in early around here. And I don't want to keep re-entering and risk being wrong. Just rather get one good trade and milk it as much as possible. Okay, so, you know, not necessarily using a take profit, just using a trailing stop instead, which will get me on to the next settings. In the EA, so you do have close opposite signal. If you set this to true and there's a signal in the opposite direction, the EA will close an open trade. Break even and trailing stop. So as I was just saying, you can get the EA to automatically trail the price for you and do a break even. So if you have break even set to true, you can set the point in pips when you want the stop loss to be moved to break even. So say you set it to 25. Once the trade gets 25 pips in your favor, the stop loss will be moved to break even. Use trailing stop. You can also set that to true if you want, and that will just keep on. Let's just say you put the trading gap at 25. It will move the stop loss every 25 pips in your favor. Close percent, that's a percentage of the trade to close once the trailing gap point is reached. For example, you might want to close 20% of the trade every time. And the minimum lot closed is the EA will stop closing the trade if there's only this number of lots available. Let's just say you were using one fixed lot. You have minimum lot closed, say 0.5. The EA will close 20% until you only had 0.5 lots open, and then it would still do the trailing stop, but it wouldn't close any more of the position. Okay, this is just handy if you want to bank some pips on the way down. Okay, lock in some profit. MACD and envelopes, as I said, they're the indicators that are used for the entry. So that's the settings and the various ways in which you can use the EA, whether semi-automated or fully automated, if you like. Now I'm going to get onto optimization. So basically, optimization in the MT4 strategy tester is combining various settings, okay, to see what the different results are they would have produced. So you can let's just reset settings. We're going to do use trade-in set to true. We'll leave all days and all hours. We'll just put one standard lot. For the stop loss, so you check any setting you want to optimize, you just check the box next to it, and then you choose the settings you want to test. So we'll start at 25 pips. We'll go up in 25 pip increments. That's the step column here. And we'll stop at 50. So stop loss will be optimized 25 and 50. For the take profit, we'll tick the box to optimize the take profit. We'll start at 0. I think we'll go up in 100 increments and we'll stop at 500. Okay, so that will test the the take profit at 0, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. Close opposite signal, we can check to test that true or false as well. Break even, let's do true or false on that. The break even point, let's do 25 pips, 25 pips up to 50 pips. Trailing stop true, we'll do 25 pips, 25 pips up to 50 pips. Close percent, let's say 0, 25, 75. So that will test 0, close 0%, close 25%, close 50%, and close 75%. Minimum lot close, we're doing one standard lot, so let's just say you can close 0 minimum, 0.25 or 1, which would just not close any because we're trading one standard lot anyway. We'll do the MACD 0 line and trend line, both true or false, and the same for the envelopes, reversal and breakout. Okay, I think we'll also experiment with the envelopes deviations. So 0.05, 0.05, and we'll stop at 0.1. Envelopes period as well, let's do 7 and 21. And for the MACD, I think we'll leave the MACD on. No, we'll do actually MACD 12, 12. I think 24 should be fine on that. For the fast MACD, the slow MACD will do 26, 26, 52. And for the SMA on the MACD, let's just do 99, 18. Okay, so there are all those settings we're going to optimize. Under this optimization tab here, you can choose if you want to filter your results of the optimization. So for example, if you check this, the maximal drawdown, it will only show you results which fit within this criteria, which you can of course change as well if you wish. I leave these all unchecked because I want to see all results just so I know what works well and what doesn't. And if you go to the testing tab, this is your testing. So all the deposit you'll be testing with, the currency, the direction if you want to trade long only, short only, or both. As I said, you can set this to short only. If we were in this scenario where the market was falling, you might just want to have positions set to short only so you'd only get the sell alerts because you know when a downtrend, you're not taking long trades. Depending if you're a trend trader, you might be counter trend trading or trying to scalp. So it's just depending on your own trading style. And this is an important setting here, this genetic algorithm. If you have this checked, okay, the MT4 strategy tester will just do the combinations that it thinks will produce the best results and discard others. Whereas if you have it unchecked, it will do every single possible combination, which can take a long time depending on how many different settings you're optimizing and how fast your computer is. I always leave this checked. Okay, and optimize parameter, what you're looking for, like the balance, profit factor, drawdown, what matters most to you. I just leave that on balance and click OK. And then you check this optimization box. You choose the your currency pair, your time frame, and the history you want to test over. Then you click start. Okay, and now what will happen is the strategy tester will just run through every single combination it deems suitable from the ones we checked. And if you click in this optimization results tab, this will show you the results using the different combinations. So for example, the different stop losses, take profit, all the combinations that we chose. Okay, and then you can sort by profit, trades, profit factor, drawdown, expected payoff. So we just sort by profit, scroll to the top. Okay, this one looks decent, doesn't it? Good amount of profit, good amount of trades, high profit factor, low drawdown. So you double click it, and what that will do is it will load those settings into the inputs field of the EA automatically for you. And you can always click save and save them for a later date where you can load them here, whether that's when you're testing again in the future, testing on other instruments, or you want to run the EA on your charts. So now they've been loaded, we can click start and it will run a test using those particular settings. And you can see we have a nice graph there with a decent equity curve using those settings from the optimization. So great, fantastic. We've got the best EA ever, haven't we? We're onto a winner. No, this is the problem that a lot of traders run into, and they fall foul to as well with developers who will get these nice looking equity charts based on over optimization or curve fitting. So that basically means we've found the best possible combination of settings based on this data set that we're using, which the past 4 or 5 months of historical data on the euro dollar 1 hour chart, which can be completely random. It's just we've thrown so much what at the wall in the hope that some of it would stick in the form of a good combination of settings. As you can see, we had quite a few different options here, loads of decent settings that can be used. However, you'll find that if we go back, let's go back 1 year. Okay, and then we'll run those same settings back for a year, see what happens. Doesn't look so good, does it? No. And we can probably find exactly where we did the optimization from. And it's going to be around here somewhere. Yeah. Not far off at all. So this is where we start our optimization and the graph goes upwards, right? But that's just because we curve fitted or over optimized I do have articles about curve fitting and over optimization on my website you can check out. But that's what we did, which gave us a false sense of hope, if you like, when really it was just adjusted to that data. I much prefer something that's logical, okay, like not just based on random settings. Sometimes you will run across a gem, you know, that you've accidentally stumbled across through optimizing so much. However, it does take some thought, like my example earlier with the drawing the support resistance in the trend line, establishing that we're in a short trade, and then just using the EA to help you time your entry. With money management that requires, you know, you to actually eyeball the charts, swing highs, swing lows, you know, maximizing take profit, capturing a big move, and milking it as much as possible. Anyway, so what some traders may do is go, well, why don't I just optimize for that period then? Well, let's do that. Let's click optimization and do another optimization. And this time we're optimizing even over more historical data, another year and a half or so. Okay, because some may argue, well, you know, surely the more data that you test over, the more reliable the results will be. The thing is, you just will always end up over optimizing or curve fitting for that data set that you are using. Okay, it's rare to find an EA that will have the same settings on various instruments, various timeframes, which for me would show a logical trading system. Whereas a lot of developers, they just have different set files for different instruments and different time frames and have only tested X amount of historical data, which shows to me that they're just randomizing everything and getting good results. And you know, when it's not based on any logic, it's just over optimization or curve fitting. So what we've done now, we've gone back further. Okay, let's see. Let's scrolling through the results. Profit factor is not fantastic. And let's just see if we can find one with a decent, relatively good profit factor. Lowish drawdown. We want a good amount of trades as well. Let's just randomly click that one. You can run that. Okay, and it looks good. Great. Package it up. We've got a fantastic EA. No. And why is that? Because let's go back 2 more years and run those same settings. See what happens. Okay, it's not terrible, but we can pretty much see that the optimization probably started around here and is not far off. And why is that? That's because we curve fitted or over optimized for that particular data set there. Whereas before, not so good. And we can optimize that, keep going back. You can go back 20 years if you like and optimize and find these kind of graphs. But at the end of the day, you've just over optimized for that data. Don't get me wrong, you can run across good ideas. Like perhaps you might want to do that and then actually go into the settings and see, okay, what was it saying? Is there anything I can adjust? Was it using this indicator, that indicator? You know, can I perhaps just have that to send me signals, but then improve it by manually checking myself? Okay, so semi-automated would be my preferred way to trade with an expert advisor such as this one. But as I said, link in the description, help yourself. I also have many other free EAs that you can use, customize accordingly. Also have one which includes every MT4 indicator, or almost every one, along with price action patterns, money management, alerts, so on and so forth. Okay, appreciate you watching. Hopefully you found something useful in this video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.